On paper, push-ups look like the perfect exercise. No gym, no equipment, just your body against gravity. So when I set out to do 50 push-ups every single day for 30 days, I thought I knew exactly what would happen. Stronger arms, tighter chest, maybe a little extra definition, and yes, some of that did happen. But very quickly, I realized this challenge isn't as simple or as safe as it sounds. Behind the early gains, there's a hidden trap that most people don't even see coming. It's the kind of thing that can quietly reshape your body in the wrong direction. By the end of the month, I didn't just learn what 50 push-ups a day can give you. I learned what they can take away if you're not careful. And that's the real story I want to share. Push-ups are one of those exercises everybody knows. No gym, no weights, no excuses. You just drop down and go. And the hype around them is real. In a single movement, you're working your chest, shoulders, and triceps. And if you're strict with your form, your core and posture benefit too. On the surface, it seems like the perfect daily challenge. But here's what nobody really talks about. Fitness isn't just about what you do, it's about how your body adapts. Muscles grow when they're stressed and then allowed to recover. The key word there is adaptation. If the stress never changes, same reps, same tempo, same angles, your body gets efficient. Too efficient. At first, you'll feel the gains. Then, they slow down. That's the plateau, and it's the point where progress grinds to a halt. And that's only half the problem. The bigger danger is what's happening underneath the surface. When you push in one direction every single day, you're strengthening one set of muscles while ignoring their opposites. And that imbalance doesn't just stop progress, it starts pulling your body out of alignment. I didn't know it yet, but by taking on this challenge exactly the way I saw it online, I was already setting myself up for a lesson I wasn't expecting. The first week was rougher than I expected. 50 push-ups sounded doable, but in practice I was breaking them into sets of 5 and still struggling. My arms trembled, my chest burned, and my form fell apart fast, hips sagging, elbows flaring. Every rep felt heavier than the last. By the end of each day, I wasn't chasing strength, I was just fighting to survive. My body ached in places I didn't know push-ups could hit. Waking up sore and still forcing myself to grind out 50 felt like punishment. But the thought of quitting so early pushed me to keep going. By the second week, everything started to shift. The soreness that had crushed me in week 1 began to fade, replaced by a strange new sense of strength. Suddenly, I wasn't gasping after sets of 5. I was hitting 10s, sometimes 15s, without collapsing. My chest felt firmer, my triceps tighter, and for the first time, I caught myself in the mirror and noticed a little more shape in my upper body. It wasn't a transformation, but it was enough to keep me hooked. The quick progress was intoxicating. Every day I felt a little stronger, and that feeling was addictive. I remember the first time I powered through 20 push-ups in one go. I stood up smiling, convinced I'd found some hidden shortcut to fitness. This was the honeymoon phase of the challenge. It tricks you into thinking you've cracked the code because the initial gains come fast and easy. What I didn't realize yet was that this phase doesn't last forever, and the real test was waiting just around the corner. By week 3, my strength was undeniable. Sets of 25 came easier than I ever thought possible, and clearing my daily 50 was no longer a struggle. My confidence soared, and the mirror seemed to agree with me. My chest looked fuller, my arms had more definition, and I actually felt powerful for the first time in a long while. I was convinced this challenge was working perfectly. But then something started to feel off. I noticed it one evening after finishing a set. My shoulders seemed to be rounding forward, almost like they were being pulled in. At first I thought it was just fatigue, but the feeling didn't go away. The tightness across my chest was constant, and the more I pushed, the more I felt that imbalance. That's when I realized the truth. Push-ups were hammering my chest, triceps, and front shoulders day after day, but my back muscles weren't getting any attention. I was building strength, yes, but I was also quietly creating an imbalance that could cause bigger problems down the line. By the 4th week, I was living in 2 different realities. On one hand, I felt unstoppable. I could drop down, crush 50 push-ups in a single go, and barely break a sweat. My chest looked sharper, my arms firmer, and my core tighter. To anyone else, it probably looked like I'd nailed the challenge. But underneath the surface, my body was sending warning signals I couldn't ignore. My posture was slipping, my shoulders pulled forward unnaturally, and even sitting at my desk felt uncomfortable. That's when it all clicked. I wasn't building balanced strength. I was building a lopsided body. My front side was dominating while my backside was getting weaker by comparison. And that imbalance wasn't just cosmetic. It was the kind of thing that could lead to long-term posture issues or even injuries. The realization was humbling. The 50 push-up challenge wasn't a scam. It was incomplete. Done blindly, it gave me strength in one direction but left me weak in another. And that's not the kind of progress I wanted. The biggest danger of the 50 push-up challenge isn't that it's too hard, it's that it feels too easy once you adapt. That's where the trap lies. By hammering the same pushing muscles, your chest, triceps, and front shoulders, day after day without balancing them with pulling movements, you quietly set your body up for imbalance. Over time, those stronger front muscles begin pulling your shoulders forward, tightening your chest, and leaving your back weaker by comparison. It's the perfect recipe for rounded posture, shoulder pain, and even long-term injuries. You think you're getting healthier, but what you're really doing is stacking strength on top of dysfunction. What makes this danger so sneaky is how invisible it feels at first. In the mirror, you might see definition and think you're progressing. But the real damage is subtle, creeping into your alignment, your movement patterns, and the way your body carries itself. That's why so many people burn out on these daily challenges. They celebrate the short-term gains without realizing they're building a body that's strong in one direction and weak in another. And that imbalance doesn't just stop your progress, it can undo it entirely. The solution isn't to throw out the push-up challenge, it's to approach it with intention. The first change is simple but often ignored. Rest. Your muscles don't grow while you're grinding out reps. They grow during recovery. Taking 1 or 2 days off each week doesn't set you back. It actually pushes you forward. Without that rest, you're not building strength, you're just wearing your body down. That small shift in mindset makes the difference between progress and burnout. The second fix is variety. Push-ups aren't just one exercise. They're a family of exercises. A wider grip focuses more on the chest. A close grip destroys the triceps, and incline or decline variations hit different angles to keep your body guessing. Switching it up forces your muscles to keep adapting instead of getting comfortable. It also keeps the challenge from feeling stale, because you're not just repeating the same 50 reps in the same exact way every day. But the most important adjustment is balance. For every push, there needs to be a pull. That means adding rows, pull-ups, or even resistance band work to strengthen your back. Doing this not only prevents rounded shoulders, but also improves your overall posture and keeps your joints healthy. And none of it matters without solid form. Every rep should be clean. Elbows at about 45 degrees, core tight, glutes engaged, chest lowering until it nearly grazes the floor. When you combine rest, variation, and balance, the 50 push-up challenge transforms from a short-term stunt into the foundation of real, lasting strength. After 30 days, there was no denying I was stronger. What started as shaky sets of 5 had turned into smooth sets of 20, sometimes more, without collapsing. My chest looked fuller, my arms had more definition, and my core felt tighter than it had in months. Even everyday movements, like carrying groceries or pushing open heavy doors, felt easier. On the surface, the results were exactly what I hoped for. But the bigger lesson wasn't in the muscles I gained, it was in the imbalance I almost built without realizing it. The rounded shoulders, the constant tightness across my chest, the subtle posture changes, those were warning signs that strength alone isn't the goal. Real fitness isn't about doing one thing over and over until you're good at it. It's about building a body that can move well, resist injury, and stay healthy long term. That's something no daily challenge video ever mentions. Looking back, I don't regret taking on the 50 push-up challenge. It pushed me past my comfort zone, gave me visible progress, and taught me how quickly the body can adapt. But it also forced me to respect balance, variety, and recovery. If you're going to do this challenge, do it the smart way. Protect your posture, keep your form clean, and pair your pushing with pulling. That's the real secret. Not just building strength that looks good in the mirror, but building strength that actually lasts. So now I want to hear from you. Are you going to try the 50 push-ups challenge, or have you already done it before? Drop your results or struggle in the comments because I would love to see how your journey compares to mine. And if you found this video helpful, hit that like button. It helps me know this is the type of content you want more of. Most importantly, don't forget to subscribe. This channel is all about cutting through the noise and giving you fitness advice that actually works in the real world. No gimmicks, no shortcuts, just results that last. So stick around. We've got a lot more coming.